whenever you actually increase your page count, it means that actually you want more ranking from the search engine. So if a search engine always ranks you higher, it means that actually theoretically you can get all the rankings because search engine basically gives you all the chances. But it's not the situation actually. Whenever you want more ranking from the search engine, they actually keep you on a certain level.
Yes.
They always don't give you all the rankings, which means that actually there is a kind of bargaining section there. If you want to rank for these areas too, they start to share your ranking signal and prioritization between this specific area and this area, which means that whenever you open a new page, actually for certain sections you might decrease your ranking signal and prioritization, and another website can come move forward, because search engine has to balance these websites while distributing the links as well. It's not always about the quality, it's also about diversifying the search engine result pages. This is one of them. Second thing is, whenever you open a new page, you are diluting the page rank, which means that you open a new page, but you might be decreasing the page rank per web page.
Yeah.
The third thing is that, since I don't know that specific pages, I didn't see them, but as a possibility, if they see that actually a new page doesn't share the same quality as before, the new quality of these pages might actually affect the others. But when they say the quality, you shouldn't compare new page to your ketogenic diet page.
Okay.
You should compare these new pages to their own competitors. It's about being more quality than this specific page is competitive.
One thing to add to make it better understand for you. Within 48 hours, all new pages rank in top 20.
Okay. In 48 hours?
48 hours. Sometimes 36.
And they rank where exactly? In the first page?
Top 20 positions, mostly top 10.
It's actually a good thing, but it shows that they trust the website on a certain level.
Yes.
They index first and they rank it. But at the same time, imagine like this, if they give you a high level of prioritization, it means that you can open all the diet pages and you can get all entire SERP, like Google bombing.
Yeah.
And that's why they always need to actually distribute your rankings slightly different. Still, it means that actually you have a section there. When I section, I mean you have a share in that specific topic.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, while they are testing your page in this area, if their results, their current situations compared to the competitors in this vertical, it might affect this vertical too. That's why usually when it comes to the quality thresholds, when I published it actually with Svalbard website, I was telling that whenever you publish a new page, your quality should always be increasing compared to before. Mm-hmm. If the new page's quality are not better than the previous ones, mm-hmm. they will decrease their trust actually.
Okay.
And it will also affect your previous pages too.
Okay.
But if you always increase your quality for a really long time, search engine will increase the trust, and they will even stop checking your pages actually, because they will just trust you.
Okay.
It will be the situation.
Some people advise me to, I don't know if it's a good advice or not. I don't know if I should even try it, to cut all the unrelevant ketogenic diet content, which are hundreds of pages, and on all of them I got a pop-up, and this way I would lose a lot of customers, and I don't know if
you would lose it actually, yes. Another thing is that if you have 100 pages just for the ketogenic diet, you might be opening too many pages for little queries that you can actually target with maybe just a couple pages, yes. Because usually local services does that. They open a new page for every neighborhood.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this type of overall topic pages, let's say like this, I usually explain a triple like this. This is Tom Hanks, this is active in, mm-hmm. this is the Green Mile, mm-hmm. which means that this is a triple. Tom Hanks, active in, Green Mile. Mm-hmm. If I change Green Mile to something else, let's say a woman name, mm-hmm. in this case, the entity type will be changing this predicate. If the woman is a human, it will be married or divorced. If the woman name here is name of movie, again, this can be acted in.
Okay.
So according to these triple relations in this area, search engine will be actually associating a different topic to that page. In your situation, you might always be focusing on the same triple with multiple different pages. There is not that much difference between these things actually.
Okay.
So that's why actually, when you look at the keyword research with the old ways, this mindset doesn't fit there directly.
Okay.
You feel it maybe. So I am taking from starting. Maybe you would like to watch as well in the future. So if this is the ketogenic diet, basically you will need to find certain type of attributes and different type of entities from the same type, so that you can create a relational database.
Okay.
And once you get the queries, instead of focusing on the queries, you will need to actually cluster these queries around these specific contexts.
Okay.
Once you do that, after a point, you will need to create some contextual borders. For example, when you go to the ketogenic diet food list, you will need to give a set, because we say a list, which means that there will be a food set from a certain context.
Okay.
And all these foods will be compatible to this specific diet.
Okay.
And then if you go to the ketogenic diet mistakes, and this is another set. This time here we'll list the food, here we'll list the actual mistakes. And again we go back, and here we go to the ketogenic diet alternatives, which is another set.
Okay.
And we go in this area too. When it comes to this specific route, in this area you will need to be creating different type of heading 2 sections that will help you to actually create internal links to all these parts. At the same time, you will need to link back, but at the same time, the main difference here is actually giving a context to every query and generating questions from every query.
Okay.
Once you generate the question, then you will understand what is the context of this query, and you will need to be able to connect it here or here.
Okay.
Sometimes same query can be connected both of these sections.
Yes.
That section is a bit tricky because you will need to order these things according to these possible distributions.
Okay.
Search engine call this search language. So natural language is the language that I am just using now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
paid language.
Yeah.
The search language means that the language that we use in the search bar. Usually we type 3, 4, maybe 2 words to the search bar, but it is not we actually meant. It's just a representation of our thought.
Okay. Yeah.
Since the search engine doesn't know what we actually meant there, they get all the possible contexts and they start to distribute them according to connections between them.
Okay.
So our main difference is seeing these possible connections and creating the best possible relevance network by distributing all these contexts to the different pages or to the same page but different sections.
Okay.
It's one of the main parts.
But if you let's say you have a brand new website and you already starting, so do you get some kind of ideas from the already existing topics and website in the top 5, top 10? Or?
Sometimes I don't check even the best websites there. I usually check the queries and how the search engine behaves these queries. But the thing is that the ranking websites can change in 6 months, and you might be getting a wrong example from the current search engine result page. That's why if you're able to understand the concepts and the search engine, you will be creating a more permanent network.
Okay.
And imagine that, for example, one of your competitors doesn't put any of the food list to someone else. Maybe they are in the same page. You don't need to repeat the same structure. If you're able to separate food list context from ketogenic diet, you should be doing that because you will be having more relevance in this case, and you will be actually increasing relevance of both pages to the both of the possible contexts. One more thing is that I call it like relevance radius. It's something like this. Let's say this is a page. These are 2 different contexts. If you make this page more relevant to this context, it will be less relevant to this one. So to be able to be relevant to this and this at the same time, you will need to implement a certain structure, or you will need to create multiple pages, or you will need to increase your page rank. If you have the page rank, even if you mention a few phrases, still you can actually be relevant there. But in this case, let's say these things are distant to each other. Ketogenic diet is this is the food list, let's say. You can open 2 pages, and in this case you will rank for both of them in a higher way too.
Okay.
But when you do that, you should know that in the query list, you will see that some queries are hitting both of them.
Okay.
So the food list and also to the ketogenic diet. That section requires understanding the query like the search engine. If you are able to process the query like the search engine, you will put right query and its context to the right page.
Okay.
There are, if you do it like hands-on with us, then you can actually get it better. I believe the community also gets these things better too overall.
Anchor text, anchor text should be exact, or
most of the time, from the most important pages, I use exact match anchor text. But after 3-4 times, from the let's say less important pages, I use a synonym of it, or I change word order. Or I change the text around the specific area, or I directly make it like from 2 words to the 3 words. I start to make it.
Okay.
I can tell. One more thing is that try to find the connection in this way. Let's say ketogenic diet food list. In one of the diets, at the same time, there might not be the same query. For certain diet types, you might not have the query for the food list.
Okay.
In this case, from time to time, you might need to put food list into a separate page or into the same page.
Okay.
So there is not that much like always a pattern. It's a bit, it requires a human to follow it.
Okay.
I hope it helps. And I'm glad that you started to understand.
Yeah, slowly, but it took me a lot of time. I had to repeat the videos like even five times each.
I know.
Yeah.